how your clothing is made or designed, most people don't actually know how their clothing is made or what it takes to design their clothes. Clothing has always been made for a specific reason or purpose. For example, for warmth or protection. Today, clothing is still made for the same reasons, but also for personal style. I've always enjoyed designing clothes on paper and making sketches of clothing my whole life. But for about 3 years, I've been actually making my own clothes. This speech is aimed at giving you an idea of what the clothing design culture is like through the use of my object, which is the screen printer squeegee. First, I will tell you how the screen printing squeegee is used, and then I will tell you how it represents the traditions and values of the screen printing culture. And finally, I will tell you why I identify with clothing design culture. So the screen printing squeegee is used to permanently place designs onto clothing, and it's considered a basic tool of screen printing in the clothing design culture. The screen printing squeegee allows clothing designers to share their ideas without speaking. Whenever you see text, art, colors, or different fabrics, you get an idea of what the person who's wearing the clothing is like and what their interests and values might be. The screen printing squeegee is a fundamental tool for clothing design, and once you have mastered a tool like this, you can move on to more advanced equipment, which can allow you to do more things. So I just told you how the screen printing squeegee is used. Now I will tell you how the screen printing squeegee represents the values and traditions of the clothing design culture. The screen printing squeegee represents the values of honesty and discipline, which are necessary in the clothing design culture. The screen printing squeegee represents the final step in a long process. You start out with an idea and then brainstorming and then making your sketches. And then finally, once you have your final design, you can use the screen printing squeegee to put the ink down and spread it onto the actual garment. And it kind of represents the hard work that you put into the whole process and lets you know that your work is finally complete. The screen printing squeegee also represents patience and composure, which are necessary in order to not compromise your design and give the best work possible and to not take shortcuts. So I just told you about the values and traditions that the screen printing squeegee represents in clothing design culture. Now I will tell you why I identify with clothing design culture. I identify with the clothing design culture because it allows me to express my ideas and be creative. The clothing design culture allows me to share my thoughts, and I'm able to look back on those thoughts and think about what I was thinking at a certain time or what my inspirations were, and share those ideas with others every day. We all wear clothes every day, so I think it's cool how I can create something that affects me every day and share that with everyone. So first I told you how the screen printing squeegee is used, and then I told you how the screen printing squeegee represents the values and traditions of clothing design culture, and finally I told you why I identify with the clothing design culture. So I hope you now have a better understanding of the screen printing squeegee and how it represents the clothing design culture. I think creativity is a quality that everyone has in some way or another, whether it's through art, music, literature, or some other format. I think it's important for everyone to create something